Africa is many things to many people. To you and I, it's home. To archaeologists, it's the cradle of humankind. And to big mining companies, it is the richest continent on earth in terms of the precious stones and minerals. And that is all thanks to the miners who go deep underground to unearth them. But where would they go if there were no tunnels to go into? Namhlanje, we're going to be looking at the people who design and help create the hundreds of tunnels that weave their way below the ground in the many mines that we have khona lana eMzansi. Namhlanje, we are going to be talking about mine engineers. The South African economy owes a huge debt to its successful mining industry, and each of those mines owes an even bigger debt to the people who helped create them. These engineers design the mines from top to bottom, helping devise safe ways of digging out the tunnels and advice on the best ways to keep the tunnels from collapsing. Mine engineers are also a critical part when an existing mine is undergoing expansion, as they have to ensure that the new structure does not weaken the existing one. Namhlanje, let's take a closer look at what mining engineering is all about.
Mining engineers are professionals who conduct research to determine location and methods of extracting minerals such as metallic ores and non-metallic substances such as coal and stone. They also conduct or collaborate in geological exploration and review maps and drilling logs to determine location, size, accessibility and estimated value of mineral deposit. Mathematics, physical science and geography play a huge role in site development, assessing the viability of new mine development and planning the entire mine structure. You must be a good communicator so to liaise with geologists and other staff, have good managerial skills so to ensure that operations are functioning smoothly underground. Employment opportunities exist in mining companies, major manufacturing and construction companies.
A mining engineer is a person who is in charge and who is responsible for the mine. So he will make sure that the ventilation departments, the safety departments, the engineering departments, the production departments, the rock mechanics departments and all the other departments that is on the mine, that they are coordinated towards a single goal, how to extract the mineral from the ground and to do it safely.
Do you really need maths and physical science?
When you try to work in a mine, you need to take all of those science and that knowledge and put it to one person. And you cannot do that unless you are well trained.
Geography is indeed preferable for mining engineering.
Geography is advisable. It is good to have. But unlike the maths and science, it is not the requirement to have it.
What are the qualifications are needed for this job?
Okay, a career in mining, it depends on which direction in mining you want to take. If you want to take the mining engineering degree, that is a bachelor's degree. 4 years, it can be done in 4 years if you're a very dedicated student. It's not an easy degree, but it is possible in 4 years. If you want to further it, you can carry on with a master's degree, also in mining engineering, or a doctorate in mining engineering. But then, of course, other disciplines are there as well. In order to become an engineer, on the engineering side, you can either have a mechanical degree, a mechanical engineer's degree, or an electrical engineer's degree with a government certificate. Now it takes you 4 years to do the bachelor's degree as well. Then you need to have at least 2 years before you can become a candidate for the government certificate. If you have it, then you can become the engineer on the mine, who is in charge of the machinery and the structures.
Do you ever travel, or are you always in the office or underground?
Funny enough, we spent very little time in the offices. Is that even as a manager in the section, we find that the most of the work is where they're actually doing the work. We go underground fairly regularly to make sure that what we want the people to do, that they are still on track doing that. When from there on you come out and you sit in the office, you do your office admin work, which of course is is always the thing that keeps the people together. But in the mines, as mines is so difficult, people also travel around to other mines to go and see what they're doing. We call it benchmarking, and we can go see whether somebody else is not doing something better than we do.
Mine engineers definitely have a lot of responsibility on their shoulders, and their skills are a complete necessity in the mining industry. For mine engineers, safety is gold. They have to inspect and evaluate the mines regularly to help spot, fix or prevent potential health hazards for the hundreds of employees that will go in and out of those tunnels in search for whatever it is the particular mine is digging for. Because of the importance of their skills, mining engineers are well rewarded. Now, depending on the level of their qualifications and experience, mining engineers can earn anything between 180,000 rands to 1.2 million rands per annum or year. Roughly, this is broken down to 15,000 rands and a whopping 100,000 rands per month. They can also occupy many positions throughout the mining sector, from recently qualified graduate mining engineers through to junior and senior management to senior divisional consulting engineers and even company directors. Ama mining engineers are also often required to come up with ways to improve productivity and safety, and to also suggest better and more efficient ways of drilling and blasting, which is how mines extract whatever it is that they are mining for. Now, a mining engineer will also be required to provide calculations and reports about the supplies and reserves, and must also manage the entire mining project or phases of it. Well, it sounds like a lot of exciting work. Let's dig deep into what a day on the ground is like for one such worker.
Now, this is a bank. This is typically when we stopped over here, there was people coming out there, coming down the platforms. But now they are loading cars on here, because you need to have the material as well. This is a type of gel. It's similar than explosives that they use in that car, but it isn't an explosive itself. You have to mix it with certain things before it becomes an explosive. And this is typically how the conveyance looks inside. This is where people get in or the cars get in. Then they will close the door, and when the doors are closed, they will go to the next one. This conveyance has 3 levels, and they can load 50 people on each deck. Yeah?
Now is the oxygen down there?
We have ventilation fans. It's when we pass over there. There's enormous fans, more than 2 meter diameter fans. It's sucking ventilation from underground. Now, typically, like the most of the shaft, this is also a downcast shaft. So you suck out the old foul air, and the new air comes in here, next to the conveyance, go into the workings. The deeper you go underground, the hotter it becomes. Okay. You come where the virgin rock becomes more than 50 degrees centigrade, and people can't live in all that heat. So what they do is they cool it down with this ventilation and the air going down. We have a couple of compressors on the mine where we generates enormous amounts of compressed air. So everywhere you have pipes, and they're working with the hammers, they're working underground works mainly on the compressed air.
So what are these ropes used for?
This ropes is a spare ropes. You will find that you see this 2 ropes is similar in size, and this is a smaller ropes. The smaller ropes is for the little Mary Ann winder, the service winder, and the big ropes are used for either the rock winder or the man winder. Now this ropes is very important, because if it snaps, with people going down the mine, you can kill 150 people simultaneously. So your engineer every week makes sure that he inspects the ropes. He has a rigger inspecting the ropes every day, and then once a month we do an electromagnetic test on the ropes, where they put a magnet around that picks up the signals. If there's any broken wires or any anomalies in the rope, it will tell us where the problem is. Once every 6 months, We cut off a length from the rope, from the front end, and it's being sent to a testing facility like the CSIR, and where they actually do a tensile test on it. They clamp it and they pull it until it breaks. From the measurements, they can decide what the expected life of the rope is.
Yabona, in mining engineering is a highly skilled profession which requires a very specific education. Because the work in itself is very scientific, you certainly have to pass your matric with good grades in mathematics and physical sciences, whilst geography can also be recommended. Tertiary education is the next step on your journey to becoming a mine engineer. Various institutions offer diplomas and degrees in mine engineering, including the University of Pretoria, the University of Witwatersrand, UNISA, and the University of Johannesburg, amongst others. Manje, ama educational requirements vary depending on your career level, but generally you will be required to have a bachelor's degree in engineering, whilst some firms will require a master's degree. Wena Lapo Ekaya, if you are thinking about a career in this field, you will need to possess a basic interest in business, finance and production. A potential mining engineer will need to be able to work under pressure, be able to manage people, be able to think on their feet and solve any problems that arise, have sound communication skills, and be able to make good decisions quickly and have a strong, tenacious personality. Lo msebenzi lona can be demanding, and a lot of responsibility rests on your shoulder as the engineer. Mining engineers don't only work in offices or above ground sites only. They can also go underground to make personal inspections or evaluations. So there is an element of danger, and there are strict health and safety regulations to follow and ensure that they are being followed by the miners. Overall though, it is a really rewarding career with many opportunities for growth. Manje, in mining engineering is certainly a career for those who can manage large teams and be able to coordinate the day-to-day operations of global giants.